Don't adjust your device. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the. Thank you for being here. Mr. Jeremy Fowler, we got so much crazy stuff to talk about. Sam, Pepper Poppy, good to see you. Jason P, thank you for being here. Hello there, Arwa. You look lovely today. Brock Bandy, Barbara, thank you for being here. Chili Phil, all right. Hi, Charlie Mullins, Windmill Willie, all right. Some crazy stuff going on. Bizzle, absolutely much love. Joel Sachs, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Goodness, is there stuff going on? Holy moly. Clayton Collins, thank you for being here. It's been a good day. Dominic Wallace, thank you for being here. Always, Arwa. Thank you, everybody that's got a bus pass. A lot of new bus pass holders. Please check it out. There's 171 videos there now. The highest concentration, hi there, Jane, the highest concentration of my demonetized videos are the bus pass. True story. I said stuff they didn't like. Ryan Lane, good to see you. Krista Melinda, you on a short leash. Noah Wright, good to see you. All right. So got some hate yesterday. I'm going to talk about it. It's kind of a weird thing. I'm going to talk about it. Before I do, though, I got to tell you something. I rarely go on Facebook anymore. I don't. But I went, hi, Barrel Shape. Good to see you. I went on Facebook yesterday. I hadn't been on there forever. And this was a memory. You know, they give you memories. This was 6 years ago from the New York City Hot Sauce Expo. A lot of you aren't going to know who that dude I'm talking to is. But people in the chili world know who he is. That's Chili Klaus. Kind of a cool memory. That said, I really don't miss Facebook. Oh, I mean, yuck. I don't like Facebook. Anyway, let me tell you what happened on yesterday's stream. And guys, hit the like button. There's a whole lot of people going live right now, especially in the SP community. There's a lot going on there right now. Holy moly. Listen, here's the deal. I'm not going to get too into it. Hi, Clayton Hollingsworth. But Aaron Smith-Levin has stepped in it in a big way. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But holy mackerel. The storm that he's bringing upon himself, he brought upon himself. He deserves it. Just the way it is. Anyway, yesterday, for real. Yesterday, we were in a live stream, and most people know I'm a believer. Here's the deal. I don't look down my nose on anybody. When we say prayers for somebody or ones in the chat, that's not just prayers. That's virtual love. That's an electronic hug is what that is, right? And I have very few rules with this channel. I suppose it's a good time to talk about them. I don't have a lot of rules. I don't. I'm a pretty easygoing guy. You don't swear. I don't swear in videos. You don't swear. None of us swear in the chat. The reason is kids watch my videos, and because of that, they read. My kids were reading at 3. So we're not going to swear in the chat. We're not going to ever talk politics. We don't push religion. I don't. You all know what I believe, but I don't push it ever. Well, yesterday, somebody was in the chat. They were posting scripture. I'm like, we gave them a warning and deleted their comment. I said, we don't do that. But thank you for being here. Everybody knows where I fall, where my heart is, At any rate, when I was done with the live stream, I get this email from this person. I'm not going to say their name because I'm just not. And if you were there and you know who I'm talking about, don't say their name. But I just want to give you an idea of what this is. This is crazy. Like, I'm a believer, like for real, a legit believer. The first thing she says is that she's unsubscribing because of that. That's what she said. It's kind of crazy. But the thing that bothered me, she sent me we went back and forth a little bit. She was angry, mad at me. She said that I'm in league with Satan. I'm accepting Satan. So that's just kind of crazy. I'm not that guy. We're just not going to. You know why we don't talk about religion or politics? Because that does this to people. And everything we do on this channel, we do this. That's the goal, is to bring people together. Peppers bring people together. It's a fact, And we don't talk about stuff that does that. That's all there is to it. Peter P says channels like Tommy's and Reese's get more views and more money on YouTube, more than Peppers. Indeed, they do. That said, I'm really happy. I have no regrets, no complaints. I mean, the reason I'm not getting. Listen, it's been a long career. I'm not. Tommy, me, Reese, and Casper. We're joining to take down and really be a problem for the jesters. All right, it's going to be an issue for them. I'm not doing that for views. I'm doing that because I'm not going to stand around and let evil take place if I can do something about it. And that's it. I'm going to put the microphone in. Do me a favor and give me a 5x5. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Can you guys still hear me, or am I now? Can you guys still hear me, or is it? Am I muted now? Hopefully, I sound better. Can you hear me? The channel of the lifeboat, 5x5. You good? You can hear me. Because sometimes when I put that in after, I forget sometimes. If I do that midstream, it's a problem. D. Marie, hey. Thank you for being here. But that's the deal. So I'm not going to stand around and do nothing. It's that Edmund Burke quote. Turns out it's not Edmund Burke. All that needs to happen for triumph to, evil to triumph is for good men to stand around and do nothing. Turns out he didn't say that. I don't know, maybe he did. The old Snope says, no, he didn't say that. So I'm saying it. I'm not going to stand around and do nothing. That's all. Anywho, Christian, thank you for being here. I think you're from the Netherlands, correct? Believe so. Thought so. Could be wrong. I doubt it. Jay Reed, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Anyway, that's the deal. So that's what's going to happen. I don't want to sit around. Megan says, I've inspired her to try a chocolate-free battalion. Oh, Megan, prep well. Prep well. It's a beast of a pepper. It really, really is. Man, oh, man. Noah's on the phone with a buddy. Hanging out here. Hang out with your buddy, dude. We'll be here for a while. The multitasking Jesse right there. Rick Spicer. Thanks for being here. It's time they're exposed to sunlight. Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. Well, there's some sunlight getting cast around today, isn't there? Did you see that video yesterday? It was hard for me to watch. I think Jenna Miscavige's. That broke my heart. And that was hard for me to get through. I don't know. We're not going to make this video about that, but wow, that was hard for me to get through. Bummed me out. All that comes his way. Boy, he brought that on himself. Joel Snacks, I got chocolate and red primatalis. Uh-oh. On plants ripening right now. Tease me with that. Too scared to eat them. You can do it. Here's what you do. Just do a sliver, man. Just do a sliver. It's not going to kill you. Just make sure you prep well. You can always eat more when it comes to spice. Everybody listen. With spice, you can always eat more. But once you've eaten too much, you're strapped in. It's not the metal. I'm sorry. It's from Denmark. Thank you, though. From Denmark. I'll get it right next time. I promise you. Give you my word. Mischief managed. So good to see you. Yeah, it was, D. D. Marie, I'll tell you what. Hard. Very difficult. Why is it that the last two mustard primatalis I ate, I barely got to a 5? It's a combination of two things. But more than likely, one is the more dominant, and that's that they're winter peppers. And winter peppers are just not as hot. They just aren't. I've done it for a lot of years. They taste better. But they're just not as hot. So that's what's going on there. Me too. Arwa, boy, me too. You can't cook. I'm weird. I hear that a lot. Man, I've been hearing that for so long. I buy into it at this point. I'm like, yes, I am. It's like a stanza. How we doing? Better than I deserve. That's how I'm doing. For real. Bizzle wants to ask Bard, did you watch Veronica Mars? Bizzle's my dude. I don't judge. I messed up playing. I do too, but there are certain things that, I do too. I messed up plenty. Huge thank you to everybody from that's come over from the lifeboat. If you haven't subscribed, if one of the somebody with a wrench can, there's the lifeboat right there. Jeez, didn't even know he's here. Thank you. There's my brother Tommy. Thank you to the lifeboat. Whoops. saying hey to Lisa. All the people from the Lifeboat that have come over here, thank you so much, you guys. And everybody from Relatable Reese, thank you guys so much. For those that you don't know, Tommy, here's a congratulations from Bizzle, because Tommy, my baby brother, and Reese have just gotten engaged. And that's very, very exciting. It's also very cool because in 2025, the four of us, meaning me, Reese, Tommy, and Casper, are going to be teaming up to be a problem. Here's the Lifeboat. If you haven't subscribed to the Lifeboat, hit it. That's how much money it costs. It takes no time, really. Just click the Lifeboat, man. Just subscribe to it. Amazing stuff over there. The same vibe here. Boy, you know what? Most people are from over there anyway. If you don't know, please go over there. Same vibe. Very interesting stuff. My brother's a genius, so it's fun to watch. Also, Relatable Reese. Please, if you haven't subscribed to Relatable Reese's channel, everybody that's all Peppers and only Peppers. You're like, who's Reese? Reese is my sister-in-law. She's awesome. Subscribe to her channel, please. I'd appreciate that if you do that. Look at this. Mischief Badge. I found you through your much younger brother. What did he tell you? He lied. Just for that. He lied to you. Much younger. He's here right now. Hearing you say that. I was going to do the victory dance. Not here, though, because he's not here. And by the way, here's Casper. Please subscribe to him as well. Smart dude. I like him. D. Marie has a split. Hey, listen, have a great dinner. Thank you for being here. Enjoy. Be safe. All right. Windmill Willie has a question. Are you and Tommy staying in Arizona or relocating? I don't know. Here's the good news. When it happens, you're obviously going to know about it. I don't know. It's a good question. I was joking the other day. I think the ideal thing is Reese here. I don't know if she's even here. I think, you know what? And it's not just like a reality show waiting to happen, but Streamer House, man. Scoville all the time. I mean, Reese is going to take his name. All right. So that's going to be awesome. So that would be a fun thing. You know, a big house. A good thing. Let's see what we got here. Peter P is Ted, FBI, Barris coming on Chasey after I'm not sure how soon it is, but he definitely will. That's not going to be a live one. He's an interesting cat. That won't be a live show, but he will be doing a live stream with me. That's for sure. So anyway, a lot of love for both those channels. 3 Scoville Studios, Megan. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It would make sense. But not only that, we would get a lot more work done. You can get a lot. Listen, in this day and age, you know what the pandemic taught everybody? You can go home and work. So we don't even need to be in the same place. We can be in different countries and we still put it together. But we would put together much better content. I promise you. More cohesive if we're together, bouncing ideas off each other. So that would be a good thing. We'll see. I don't know. Bizzle says, Tommy, you should talk to the Alaskan Avenger. I just want to talk to anybody with the name of Alaskan Avenger. That's a person I want to talk to. Toby Reveille, awfully good to see you. Thank you for being here. Different countries like the Philippines. See what you did there, Sam. But so I'm not sure what we're going to do, but it's going to be good. It's going to be fun. That needs to be. I'll tell you what. It's you know how hard it is to sit on what we're sitting on. Reese has just the information that Reese has. Like I have it all. It's all been emailed to me. What made what made me jump in with both feet and just said, no, that's it. I'm the Bug Tussle, Tennessee in the house. The thing that made me just push everything into the center. It's like I've had emails too. We'll talk about them in just a minute. And decide that I'm going to go after the jesters like big time, like not even joking about it. They're like generational prostitution. And it's a horrific thing. But to me, it's just like a cult. If you decide as an adult you find a cult and you want to jump on board, that's one thing. But you have a kid and you raise it, you should go to hell for that. And if you decide that sex work is what you're going to do, listen, it's your deal. You have a kid and that kid ends up doing it. And then the grandkid, that's like, this is do they have choice? This isn't consensual. They're like slaves. They're slaves. When I heard that, I was like, no, hell no. No, I'm gonna be a problem. Brian, what are your favorite cities, festivals to visit to indulge pepper love? It's a great question, Brian. I've had so much fun in all the different places I've been. You know what? I had going to the pepper every country I've been to. Like first couple of years of the channel, I just went around the world a few times, all over the place, and went to different festivals in different countries, and Australia, New Zealand, Philippines a bunch of times, and UK and Belgium, and all of them have been really, really fun. I think Belgium was spectacular just because everything was so different there. All of Europe was fantastic. All of them. I don't know, man. I went to a chili festival in Perth. That was spectacular. That was really, really fun. But it's just been an amazing thing. I couldn't, thank God they're all here on video. I wouldn't be able to, really grateful for that. But in America, Florida's great. Texas is great. Megan's been digging. I can't find much on Shriner Jesters. Right? It's frustrating, isn't it? You know what I think about all the time? Peter, it's hilarious. You never know. When I think about this is something that crosses my mind. I mean, they're 102 years old people. They've been doing this for 102 years. Tax evasion, everything else. Trafficking. Over the century, how many wives got together? Early on, it was, one of those phones. You hear what he's doing? One of those where you had two different pieces. Is your husband? You know what let me tell you what I think. And that's technology. They went to that phone. What I think is really going on when they do these parties. What do you think is happening? Now they're Skyping each other. What do you think is really going on in these parties? They've known for years. They just couldn't do anything about it. We have every card in the deck. It's going to be a problem. I'm excited. You have no idea, Kristen. The Pepper Festival I went to down in Australia, we had to drive it was like a 4-hour drive to get to the place in the middle of this valley with mountains on each side. It was just wicked cool up in the mountains. It was the Araluen. I think it was Araluen Pepper Festival, but it was cool because it took so long to get there. Nobody got there by accident. You know what I mean? Nobody, because I've been every pepper festival, like New York, all of them. It doesn't matter which one. Dallas. I was driving by. It looked cool. And you get tire kickers. They're kicking tires. It's like going to a lot. No, I'm just looking. And they'll show up at chili events all the time, and they don't do anything. They just kind of, at this event in Perth, man, it was so far in the middle of nowhere. If they ended up there, they were chili heads. It's just as simple as that. It was really, really fun. It was very cool. Keith Kinley says, weird conversations discussing that's happening in this world. You have no idea. And listen, I mean, judges, lawyers, people like elected officials. Unbelievable. Mind-boggling. Right in front of us. Question, Johnny Tommy, has anyone written a book about gestures that you're aware of? Yes. There's a great video that covers just about everything. As far as book, I'm sure at some point. I'm not sure if Tommy's still here. He can answer that better than I can. Will has a good question. Hold on a minute. Will has a good question. I already started that, actually. I'm getting to it right now. Just one second. I did start that question. I'm going to get to it in just a second. Matter of fact, let me get to that now. Let me just flag everything else. Give me just a sec. I got you, Bizzle. My dude, I got you. I'm just going to answer Windmill Lace. How do I feel about those people that force their children to an RV van life traveling the country? That's child abuse. That's what I think. I mean, depends. Now, when spoken just like that, I think of a really small van that's not comfortable. The kids probably don't even know any difference. So they're probably having a good time, but it's not how. But then there could be somebody in an RV, $1 million gigantic RV, and that could be, they have a tutor on board. So I still think it's tough. I don't, it's hard. It's a hard one. Not a fan of seeing, it bums me out to see kids that in tough situations, Toby says, what I think about living in Tucson, hotter than the hinges of hell sometimes. And it's like the Australia of the United States of America, but I dig it. I do. Everything wants to poke you, stick you, prick you. It's got a prong, a needle on it, everything. And you walk outside, you got to be careful where you walk because if you touch things, it's going to get you. So I don't dig that part of it. I hate that part of it. But there's some cool stuff here. I dig it overall. All right, Bizzle asks, do you have a favorite song you've been listening to a lot? Mine is Big Yellow Taxi by Counting Crows. Don't know what you got till it's gone. It's a great song. You know what happens to me? Certain songs, if I'm learning a song, I end up listening to it a lot because I'm learning how to play it or something. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I've been doing. But lately, I've just been playing scales like a man possessed. I'm going to become a better guitar player this year. So that's what I've been doing a lot of lately. I'm getting much better at it. Dale, I'm sure it's there. I know that I have stuff at the mailbox. I haven't been there in 2 days because of holiday. I'm going tomorrow. I'll pick it up. I'm certain it's going to be there. Oh, no. You mean the first one? No, the first one definitely did not make it at all. I don't know what happened to it. It's a bummer. So that one, you know what's going to probably happen? I've seen this happen so many times. You'll set a second one out, and I'm so grateful. And the first one will show up with rotten peppers in it, but perfect tincture. But it's definitely not here yet, my friend, and I'm sorry about that. And listen, Clayton's trying to get a hold of you, cuz. I'd say email. Do the connection here. My Looney Tunes house. Here's the thing about Quib. She has a wicked funny sense of humor, like she does, and like because Tommy and I speak like 90% of the time we're talking, we're saying things that most people around us are not getting because half of them are just one word movie references or just like the way a word comes out movie references, like really obscure, strange stuff that happens all the time. And it's frustrating if you don't know it. And she picks up on stuff that's unbelievably obscure. It blows me away. Heard ya. I heard you. Thank you for being here. Listen, I've seen Keith Kingman on the edge. He says, smash that like button, people. Do it. Please do it. So Arizona is like Australia. Well, listen, think about it. Everything, if it's got scales, it's got poison in it, right? If it's a snake, it's going to get you in, birds will carry off your cat. It's great. And everything has a pricker. I should do a tour of my backyard tomorrow and show you every single different plant that has a pricker on it. Did you know that lemon trees, look, I didn't know this. Lemon trees and orange trees have prickers on them, like big giant thorns, whatever. Did you guys all know that? I thought it was only here in Australia or in Arizona. We have a orange tree and a lemon tree on our property here. Thorns that long. And like, I didn't know that. Because Toby's thinking about moving back here after 40 years. I'll tell you what, it's been a while, 40 years. You remember what summer was like? Just think about that. The summers are like cook stuff on the sidewalk hot. Spicer's got a favorite song list. It's 2,000 songs. Can't trim it down. I know how that is. I'm a song hoarder. I got a lot of songs on my phone. My God, the Ravens are huge. You know what's crazy? I'll tell you that when I was in Australia, I was in Perth. I got a video of it. I'll figure out a way to get this video uploaded so I can show you guys because it's on my phone. I got to get into an MP4. I don't know how to do that sort of stuff. I really don't. In fact, the other day I did a presentation with a couple of videos in it. I needed help to get that done. We were having dinner at some place. It was really nice. They had a dinner for me. And I got this crazy video. I come outside and there's like maybe 40 or 50 people. Maybe 30 people. And it's nighttime, obviously, and I hear squeaking, like it sounded like a rat or something squeaking. I didn't know what it was. I look up, and like here in America, we have these little bats, and they do this, right? And they kind of do this, and almost like a butterfly, but black. They just do this, and they fly pretty fast. This thing was doing this. You can hear the wing beat. I looked up and in the video, you can see it fly across under the light from the street light. And this thing's got it looks like a dog with wings. It looks like a dog with wings on it. It has a wingspan bigger than it wouldn't fit in the frame of this camera. I've never seen anything like it. So I pulled my camera out and filmed this thing. I got a couple of them on video. It's a bat. It's a fruit bat or something. It looked like a fox with wings on it. I'm not even making it up. It was the biggest thing. I'm going to get this video uploaded. So, but we don't have things like that here in Australia. We got some pretty cool stuff. There's some strange things, but True Crime Nut. Good to see you. I was with Rob Dunn. We were walking on this coast. I looked down. There's a blue-tongued skink. You buy them in pet shops here. They're expensive. I walk 10 feet. There's another blue-tongued skink. We're having dinner or lunch at this pier, right? And I look over. I hear these flock of birds. And when I say a flock, I mean hundreds of birds. I'm not exaggerating. Hundreds of them. Big flock. Making so much noise. I was like, golly, what is that? He goes, it's noise pollution, mate. He's telling me how much he hates the birds. I said, what is it? What kind of bird is it? It's a cockatiel. They're $1,100 in a pet shop in America. I'm not even joking. I was like, you got to be kidding me. It's a lucrative thing right there. A lot of them. I mean, but they make so much noise. They're considered noise like a pest because they make a lot of noise. Look at that, Lennon. There's a lemon tree forest here in Greece. Imagine how beautiful that must smell. Boy, I bet. But think of the thorns, man. If they're all like that, this isn't just an Arizona thing. It's insane. Walk around there, you take your life in your own hands. Rob McMullen, by the way, good to see you. 2 inches of snow here today. Goodness gracious. Analog Adventures. Do you have bark scorpions? You want to see something funny? Do I still have it? Oh, I had one. Yeah. I had one. It's really funny. It was like this big, and I had a little black light. You shine on the thing, glows in the dark. Apparently, most scorpions do that. I didn't know that. Apparently, not all. But when you go camping, that's why you want to have a black light near your sleeping bag before you get in it. On account of them, they'd probably like that. You know what I mean? Those are like the big bats in India. I've never seen the ones in India, Megan, but I'm not joking you. This thing is it's huge. You can hear the wings. It wasn't like a little teeny little squeaker like you see in America. This thing was unbelievable. It was like, I just never seen a bat like that. Everybody, like all the Australians I was with, just walking along. Hey, look, you're cool. Look up. Don't you see what's flying? There's a whole bunch of them. There wasn't like one. There was a bunch of them. You could see them like they weren't just doing this like little bats we have in America have to do this. This thing was coasting. It had wings, man. It was like, I'm just saying, they're big there, man. Peter P doesn't like our burgers. That's too funny. Cheap, boring bread. All right, so Jane says that natural lemon and orange trees have wicked thorns and are way sour. The thorns were bred out to create commercial fruits. Yeah, my trees didn't get the memo. Long, nasty thorns on these things. But thank you for the information, Jane. But you just touch them. You touch the outside, and it smells very, very nice. But here's the truth of it. You're kind of right. I snagged an orange the other day because it was wicked orange. Some of them aren't. Some of them, in fact, if you catch it at the wrong time of the month, or that doesn't sound good, you'd think it was a lemon tree. But as it progresses, they start to get orange. And one was really orange. So I thought, I'm going to take that one and eat it. So I grabbed it and I cut it open. Shannon Trim, good to see you. Couldn't eat it. Couldn't eat it at all. Keith Kingman says Mothman. But I like that. I like the fun part. I mean, and listen, the big cactuses, the Saguaro, whatever those things are called, they're pretty cool. It's a strange cactus. Do you know they're wicked against a lot of you can't like cut one down? Do you know if it's a felony? Go to jail for that. Tommy knew people that were in jail because of that cactus. I'm not even joking. You have to have a license to. They're so hardcore. If you're on your own property, you say, "Hey, I want to move one. It's on my own property." You can't do that. You have to get like permits to do that. And if you do move one with a permit, you got to make sure it's exactly the same way with relation to the angle of the sun. Because the sun hits us a certain way, and if you move that way, it'll kill it and burn it. I'm serious. If you find a dead, this is all true. If you find a dead one in the desert, because they're all like little wooden frames, you can't even pick up a dead one. Even that's against the law. I'm seeing your questions. I'm going to get to them. I promise you. Jaden, man, thank you so much. Much appreciated. Really appreciate that. You got to shake out your shoes if you left them outside for sure, right? SG says, I know, Tommy, you are watch enthusiasts. Eric Singer, drummer of Kiss, is also into watching. You could do a video together. Love to do that. I would. I love watches, but I'm not nearly as much of a watch guy as Tommy is. But the ones I like, I really, really like. Barrel shape. I love those little toads you have in Tucson that come out at night. What are you talking about? Are there little toads that come out at night in Tucson? I didn't know of this. How come no one told me? Are you kidding me? Heard you. I was doing a video in the back by the pool last summer, and I saw, we call them a cactus pecker. This is not like a woodpecker. Here's the thing on the cactus, it's a cigar or whatever it is. They're really long thorns on top. And this thing was doing this number on that. Man, I don't know how he doesn't get his face, But the woodpeckers are cool. It's a cool bird. US is definitely not boring. Thank you. I kind of agree with you. Some crab apples and plum trees have thorns. I get it. I understand why they have it. Keep things, it's a survival thing, right? I just didn't I don't know. I didn't think, I didn't think lemon trees. I didn't know. They're this long. I'm not even joking. They're long. You can't just reach in and grab one. You got to kind of look at it and eye it out and really kind of have a plan before you go in there. Barrel shape. Maybe I didn't eat at the right place, but I did not care for the Sonoran dog I had in Tucson. Man, Tommy and I go to this place every time we go. Sometimes if we're not hungry, we just get one. But if we're if we set out and that was the goal, like sometimes we'll just drive by. Hey, you want one? I'm like, yeah. But if we're like, let's go get one, we're gonna get two. But they have Mexican Cokes there with sugar. They're amazing. I'm sorry you didn't like it. I wonder where you went. Here, you can even tell me where you went, and I'll see. I don't remember where I was, but by name, but I will remember if you say it. And if it's the same thing, I'll know it. So let me know. Woodpeckers are a pest. Heard you heard. See what I did there? This gets a lot of killing. A license to Cactus. For real. Megan, it's the Sugaro or Suaro or something like that. I should know. I live here. They're big and beautiful. And the funny thing is, if it's dry as can be, right, they get skinny. But if it rains a lot, like overnight, they get all plump. It's pretty cool. It's a strange thing, man. Noah Wright says, wishing Happy New Year to everyone. He's going to the readers on account of my advanced years. Wishing Happy New Year to everyone. I hope this year is much better than ever, or is better than ever. Johnny, Tommy, and Reese are the best. Much love to everyone. Thank you, Noah Wright. You're a good dude. Please tango with that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it if you did. Spadefoot toads. I like the sound of that. They are protected. Yeah, they're wicked protected. And they're only, apparently, I don't know if this is true. I got to believe it's not true. They say the only state in the United States of America where they are is Arizona. So it's like the national cactus or whatever. It's a big deal. In fact, like if you buy a home, they want homes to have a lot of them on there. It drives the value of your home up. I'm not making any of it up. It's true. They're super expensive. If you buy one from a dealer, they're expensive as can be. They really are. And when they come, special people, people are specialized in it have to, because they know exact same angles. It's a true story. But it's a very cool cactus. I kind of dig it. Sam says, do woodpeckers have natural predators? Who does it? Is there any? Yeah, I think we all do, right? I got to imagine they have to, right? I would think so. Cigar, there you go. That's the cacti right there. Because if you have more than one, it's a cacti. We've got like 15 or 16 of them. One of them is big. Peter P says LA Beast ate a whole cactus. Can I tell you something? I love LA Beast. I've been watching that clown for so long. He's a great content creator. He really is. That's one of the videos I won't watch. I can't. Can't even do it. Bizzle. Jeremy, I love her, he says. Mike Chiliasimo Stoll, it's good to see you. Very good to see you. Again, thank you so much. A lifeboat, my baby brother. So I'm going to have a sister-in-law. It's kind of cool, right? I haven't had one of those in a long time. And speaking of the devil, there she is. Relatable Reese. Noah, I'm not sure. I could look right now, but I don't want to take my face away from the screen. I will go check after the stream is over. But I appreciate it. And we have to talk about website. LA Beast is a savage. He's the first. You get a little nugget of knowledge. He's the first YouTube content creator I ever subscribed to. Okay, that is definitely not the place where Tommy and I get them at all. And the ones we get, I mean, stomp your foot, light a match. It's wicked good. They're no joke. They are so good. Everybody I've taken there, I had friends that I'm like, we got to go get a Sonoran hot dog. Wicked good. Look at that. KM says, I have no natural predators, only natural nemesis. Feral cats, foxes, hawks, and coyotes. That's your predator for your cactus pecker. I don't have any trees around here. There's just cactuses. And I've seen them. I've never seen them in a tree, but I've seen them peck away at the cactus. I think it would be a strange place for a cactus to peck. I'm just saying. Look at that. Barbara says that they're also very slow growing. They usually don't sprout arms until they're about 100 years old. We have one right there that's got an arm, another arm, and then above it, it's got another arm. It's got like 4 or 5 arms on it. Big elbow. It's kind of a cool thing. I dig them. They're beautiful to me. Let's talk website for you, says Noah. Balaki. My bro, good to see you. Dale. Clarification for Clayton. It's my name and 051. You got it now. My dude right there. So after some consensus, I am going to read some hate mail. I won't do it all the time. I could do one every day. I totally could. I could read one every day. I don't want to do that. Like the one that I read for you. I didn't even read it to you, but I kind of gave you the bullet points. I'm not telling you who the person is. And in the future, I might read the funny ones, like or some of the funny comments, but I won't say their name. I won't do that. Look at this. Noah says I might not be able to may not to be the spice tolerance of Johnny, but I can help spice up a website. I'm sure you can. Here's the thing. Have anybody ever seen my website? It's horrific. It is. It's just. I mean, it's a landing page. It's terrible. I don't know. Do you think most people, no one browses at my website to go there because they want to buy a tube of terror or something. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's the kind of thing where a really polished website would help. Perhaps it would. Kristen says, yes, the hate mail is hilarious. I had a funny one. I don't know if I can find it. I had somebody who wrote me an email once. I couldn't tell if they were joking at first. Look at that. Cigars are $100 a foot. We have one that's got to be 15 or 20 feet tall. It's beautiful. But I got a hate mail after one of the surstroming videos. This dude bought a can of surstroming and was emailing me because it didn't taste good. Swear to God, it's true. Great day, Mom. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Can you guys believe that? So I emailed him back and I said, which video did I tell you to buy it? And that you're like, lovely. Which video are you referencing? He told me. I mean, I don't remember what happened, but that would be a funny one to read. I've had so many funny ones over the years. And hawks will kill woodpeckers. You know, I was reading about it, and I was thinking about like hawks could snag a cat in my backyard. I got to tell you something. You know the biggest hawk they have here in Tucson is a red tail. I grew up in Vermont. There were red tails everywhere. And our cats, sometimes they wouldn't come back for a week. You know, my cat lived to be 22 or 21 or 22 when that's how long she lived. Over the years, there were times where she wouldn't even come back for. She just disappeared. No one was like, "Oh my God, the cat hasn't been here for 3 days." We're like, "Ah, she'll be back." You know, there were hawks, coyotes. There was everything, and we never worried about my cat getting snagged. Now we don't have coyotes, and let me tell you what we hear. I hear this all the time. You lay in bed, you hear everything's quiet. All of a sudden, you'll hear an explosion of barks, and you can tell it's like 20 of them. It's not one dog, it's not 4 or 5, it's a lot. And they get crazy and they start barking, and you can just tell they're on something. It's a prey. And then it happens like really hard. Like, I mean, it's intense for like 30 seconds, and then it just stops. And that eerie silence after all that stops, something snuffed. And that's what I would worry about with my cat. Not so much the hawks. Although one day, this is a really weird one. I was outside with Squirrel, and there was a I don't know what kind of hawk it was. It was sitting on the rail fence. Like, the cat was probably 3 or 4 feet in front of me, and from the cat to the fence was probably 10 feet away. So I walked over quick and picked the cat up, and I took like 3 steps towards the hawk, thinking it would fly away. It just looked at me, like, for real. It was like, what? What are you gonna do? Yeah, it's your house, it's my fence. Say something. I'm not kidding. It stood there, and like, I won. I took 2 more steps and it flew away. But the first 2 steps, I was sure it was going to fly away. It just looked at me like, is that the best you got, bald man? Eat a pepper, punk. That's what it was looking at me like. It was crazy. Jeremy Fowler, there was a hawk that had a nest over the pond. I learned to skate over. He didn't like company. No, I imagine he didn't. Bizzle, Johnny, don't make me mad or I'll spam your comments with horrible, unfunny cat jokes. Bring your worst, Bizzle. I got you. Don't do that. Email me if you got some good ones. Okay, so Barrel Shape says, sharp-shinned hawks are cold-blooded bird murderers. They take down my bird feeder when one was hanging around because it would swoop down and nab birds off the feeder. Yeah, I believe it. I mean, I saw a video. Please, if you've seen this video, and I'm snagging JS, relax. Good to see you. I wasn't telling you relax. I'm saying it's your name. Good to see you. I did flag your comment. So not flag it sounds bad. I started, so I'm going to get to it in just a second. But there's no hawk in this state that can carry over like 10 or 12 pounds. My cat's like I think it was 6 pounds, and my cat's like an 8-pounder. She ain't going nowhere. But I'm wicked protective over her. The owls get the cats, JS Relax says. Arizona is an incredible state for predatory birds. Golden eagles, bald eagles, great horned owls, red-tailed hawks, the least of your worries. Man, it's a great list of birds you gave us there, JS Relax. You know what? The cat's never been outside unaccompanied, ever. I'm with her all the time, so she's pretty safe. Dale says, Johnny, they'll be going out across with a new package. I sent out tomorrow. I want to see you eat it. It's crossed with 4 peppers, a chocolate fruitale, a dougla, a habanero, and a reaper. Golly, a 4-way cross. So how'd that work? You took a chocolate fruitale, crossed into a dougla. At the same time, you were crossing a habanero into a reaper. Then you took the 2 of those and threw those together. If you can, when you send that out, let me know how that came to be. I'd like to be able to talk intelligently about it. Great Dane Mom. Probably the only time you'll see Johnny and Ed hug each other. You guys want to laugh your skull off? I'm not going to show it because somebody will just screenshot it and be all over the internet tomorrow. I got a picture. I'll show one of these times. I'll put it. I got a picture. The first year I met Ed face to face was at the New York City Hot Sauce Expo 7 years ago or 8 years, 7 years ago, and got a big picture of he and I hugging. It's pretty funny. I look at it. I saved it. I was like, that's going to be funny someday. At the time, it was beautiful, but now it's funny. Speedy says our hawks are tough, but I've seen murders of crows jump them out of town. Listen, you know what's crazy? I saw a video, and this is what I was going to tell you earlier, but I lost my train of thought because it doesn't take much. Who's seen the video of the hummingbirds on the bird feeder and a praying mantis on the edge of the bird feeder snags a praying mantis, mind you, this is an insect, snags a bird and eats it. If anybody's seen that, just so you know I'm not a lunatic, please put a 1 in the chat. That's insane. I've seen it. It's crazy. Noah says, ironic story, just the other day, I opened my garage door. A hawk flew over my head and landed on my dang tank. and flew back towards my head. Wild stuff. Big bird, man. Scary. See that? Noah says praying mantis attacks hummingbirds. For real. Brock Bandy's seen it. It's a crazy video. Fowler's seen it. Speedy Scissors seen it. And I'm telling you, Mother Nature is a beast. For real, man. Like if you're in the jungle and you're sick or wounded, like, yeah, whatever. I mean, like think about like big cats. They don't like wait till their animal, their prey is gone. They have to eat it like alive because something's going to come along and try to take it from them. And this animal that they're eating is screaming. They don't like, there's nothing in them goes, there's no empathy. Not at all. It's frightening, man. Arwa, it's a video of I'm not sure if you're talking about it's a hummingbird. I say little, it's a hummingbird, little hummingbird. And it's coming in it's got a long snout, a little tongue there. It's going to fly in there, comes in. And there on the edge of the feeder is this praying mantis doing one of these numbers, it snags him and it snags the bird he executed it. I mean, it worked. It's crazy. Praying mantis Brock says, is a savage. I got to tell you something. If those things were the size of golden retrievers, there'd be no people left because they would eat us. I kid you not. We'd have to do something about it. That'd be a terrifying creature. Can you imagine? You ever see like fossils of like moths from like the prehistoric days that were this big? There had to have been praying mantis the size of cattle. There had to have been. Can you imagine what that would be like? Stupid stuff in my dome piece. Yeah. It's a nightmare. Real deal. All this talks of Eagles, Hawks. I thought it was an FL chat room. That's a great comment. Real deal. I love that. What do you call ugly cats that tells jokes? A meowster of bad puns. Blue G later, the circle of lady, the circle of life. Yeah, you're right. It is. It is. I mean, I get it. Speaking of, you guys ever see the Tibetan sky burial? I'm not going to go any further. Someone's seen it. That's the circle of life. I got to see some Pepper Merchant Dale if you want to get some. Dale Cox says, Johnny, I can't take it anymore. I got to pick this warthog and eat it. See that? You're among friends, dude. You have a problem, but so do I. I get it. Listen, praying mantis scare me, Brock. That's what I'm saying. If they were big, think of how horrifying it would be if they were big. That's like a stuff of you know what? Forget like Jurassic Park. We need Jurassic, praying mantis is what we need. Yeah, Roland, that's the one. Lizard's trying to eat a praying mantis, and the lizard gets eaten in the end. Everybody, if you guys ever do it's a slippery slope, man. It's an incredible rabbit hole watching battling of insects. Have you guys ever done that? Talk about what the high points are. Like, well, this one's got a better shell. This guy spits acid. I mean, it's crazy. Bugs are nuts. Bizzle loves the AI bots. Yeah, it's one heck of a funeral. Speedy Scissor knows what I'm talking about. Can I tell you something? As weird as that sky funeral is, I get it. It's in a way, it's beautiful, right? Think of how many calories are just going to the ground. You're giving it back. Your energy is going back. So I know it's morbid as can be. My kids be like, stop talking like that, Dad. Hey, do me a favor. Can we get some ones in the chat, please? My mom is sick. She never gets sick. She's sick. I'm taking care of her. So if you could, prayers, hugs, virtual, good vibrations, whatever. My mom's a good broad. She is. Listen, poor woman. The crap Tommy and I put her through. Holy Lord. What's the biggest animal you could beat in a one-on-one? A cockroach. I'm hell on cockroaches. Just saying my name, they shudder. For real. People don't realize a house cat, like a typical house cat, is probably strong enough to take out a human if they were mad enough. People don't realize how strong like a dog or a cat is. Cats are ferociously strong. They're nothing but muscle. But squirrel, she's right there right now. Squirrel's got to go on a diet. I'm not joking. It's not even her fault. It's my fault. It's my fault because I'm giving her too many snacks is what it is. I got to stop. I got to back off. I started. Here's what I've done. I still give her the same number of the same frequency of snack time, a couple times a day. However, I've wickedly cut back on the number of those little treats I give her each time, and she knows it. Thank you for the prayers. I really mean it. She's a good woman. I think I'll never not feel guilty about what Tommy and I put her through. More Tommy. I still put her through a lot, but anyway, thank you guys so much for doing that. Cats are super predators. Yeah. They're amazing. My cat is, I don't know, way back over a year ago, I did a short. I was outside with a cat. I was just talking to her while I was walking along because I talked to her everywhere I got to talk to her. She talks back. The only time she doesn't talk is when she's sleeping or eating. And right now she's sleeping. But she just talks a lot. And it gets real low. She went from up here to down here and started slinking. I've got it on film. She would slink along the side of the house. There was a bird on the bird feeder, which sits right in front of a window. She stares at it from inside the house. Stares at like this for like hours. Just makes that little chirping noise. This is outside, and this little bird made the mistake of camping out there on the edge, and it just did the low thing. You can see it. It's a great video. Jumps up, snags it in her hands. A squirrel touched the bird, and the bird had it in her mouth for a split second, and the bird got away. I felt so as bad as it is. I know that they shouldn't be eating birds, but it is what it is. I felt bad for squirrel. I didn't want her to catch it, but if you're going to get that close, I kind of wanted her to catch it. My bad. I'm sorry. Great Dane Mom has a squirrel tangled with a scorpion out there. Not yet. You know what she's done pretty well with? She's really fond of lizards. Her eyes, she can spot movement. I'm not joking. She can spot movement like out from really far away. A couple of times we've been out like by the pool. And she'll look and get really low. And I mean, she'll cover like from the corner of the pool to the bushes in like 2 seconds and come out with a lizard. But here's the thing, and this is the truth of it. She's a pussycat. I don't mean like a pussycat, but she's a really, really sweet kitty. She has, like when we were in Reno, she would have a catch and release program in the garage for mice. Every once in a while, she'd find a mouse and she'd just play with it for an hour. It was a catch and release program. She'd play with it for an hour, then let him go. Then she'd come in the house, and the next day she'd go out and play with him again. And she did that for a long time. So she's a really gentle cat. She doesn't even kill the lizards. Jeremy Fowler, thank you for your super chat. Go get Mama some meds or lunch or something she likes. Thank you for that. She's a wicked solid woman. I don't know if you guys ever saw this years ago. Thank you, Kate Jordan. You're awfully sweet. She almost tasted victory, Megan. Years ago, everybody was talking about my mom, and she was just, thank you, Karen Roman. So I said they want to see my mom. And my mom's like Wilson. You guys know what I'm talking about? My mom's like Wilson. You're never going to see her face. You might see the top of her dome, but you're never going to see her face full on. So everybody was saying they wanted to meet my mom. So I said, I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to interview my mom in a video. So I said, email me all your questions from my mom. And I'm going to put them on a piece of paper, let her pick whatever one she wants. We're going to do a long form interview with my mom. So does her eyes go black when she's excited? Oh yeah. Big time. Quick too. And her tail gets fat too. She gets poofy tail. So I got these questions and 3 or 4 pieces of paper. I hand to my mom. She was off camera though. She didn't sit in front of the camera. She was just off camera, and she sat there and she asked me questions. It was fun. It was a funny interview because I just said, ask whichever ones you want. It was great. Kate Jordan says, you're an awesome human, Jeremy. Jeremy really is. I dig Jeremy. Tool time, Mom. Let's go. Exactly. You got it. But that's my mom. She doesn't like. We did. You know what? This past year, I found this mustard from Stag's. Best mustard in the world. My mom loves it. It's her favorite mustard. She likes it so much. We're going to do a video with it. So in the thumbnail, she's holding up something, so you can't see her face. You can just see the outline. So we kind of played with it a few times. Robert McMullen has a beagle and 2 barn rescue cats. It's awesome. I love you guys. I love you, Jeremy Fowler. You're a good man. We're going to be on for just a little bit longer, you guys. Stick it out for just another 6 minutes or so, just so we can do a full hour. I'm going to go check on my mom and see how she's doing. She used to take care of me. I'm taking care of her. I did that with my dad. But seriously, man, it's the least I can do. Oh, if you knew some of the things, I could tell you Mama Scoville stories. Just, I remember when I realized that she first lied to me. I was a little kid. I would stand against my door and with a pencil, and I would have it marked up with a foot, 2 feet, because I was worried about how tall I was going to be. And my mom told me how tall she was. I remember one day I was like, I looked at it. I was in the kitchen. I'm like, how tall are you, Mom? She told me, I'm like, she wasn't. She patted it an inch. I remember one day in high school, I was doing something. She said, you're not doing that. I just picked her up, put her down, and walked out. Oh, that did not go well. Oh. Okay, Jordan. Love my Chase to Eat family. Thank you so much. I think I get that Wilson hat. Totally. That's hilarious. Thank you, Megan. You're a rock star. I appreciate that. Robert Miller, my brother Terry, he gave me a Fender Mustang mini amp. Pretty cool. How's the reverb on it? Fenders are cool. Oh, no way. Shut up. Kristen Melinda. Throwback. There it is. Evening with Mom Scoville. Oh, my God. What's the year on that? Can you see from looking at it? I can't believe you found that. He's like, I feel like all of a sudden I have a producer. Wow. That's the video I was talking about where Mom Scoville gets us off camera. Wow, that's funny. You're a freak, Kristen. Absolutely. You know what's really funny? Thank you, Karen. You know what's funny about my mom? Thank you, True Crime Nut. You're awesome. Here's the issue with my mom. She'll tell you what to do. And she, in fact, militant about it, right? Seriously. But when she gets sick, I'm like, hey, you need to drink more. You think she'd listen to me? I'm weird about the fluids on account of me dying a year ago. Remember that? Some of you remember, some of you don't. Holy crap, was that awful. I think about that sometimes. That's why that was the scariest thing that probably ever happened to me. For real. It changed me. It really did. Roland, she totally lied to me. Okay, it was a mama fib. I bet we're an inch shorter than we last measured when we were 18. I've lost an inch, but I've lost over an inch, like an inch and a half. But that's from like several back surgeries and hardware and all kinds of crap in my back. Arwa, you're so sweet. Take your mom out when she feels better. You're a doll. Thank you so much for that. Noah has a hard time trusting man-made medicines. You know, it's really, whoops, what is this? Let me tell you a hilarious story about somebody having trouble with man-made medicines. I had a friend that was visiting me. I actually didn't visit me. He was living when I was in Rockford, Illinois. We worked together. He was sick as can be. And his name was Alex. Alex, I almost said his full name. Wonderful guy. And he was sick as can be. And I said, we're going to go on the way home. We're going to stop and get some medicine. He goes, okay. He's just the nicest person. So we stopped at a Walmart, a super Walmart. They didn't call them super Walmarts back then, but this was a big honking Walmart. I'm sure it's a super Walmart now. So I go there. I go straight to the medicine place. I get a bottle of NyQuil. I come out, and I'm waiting for him. It took him forever. He comes up to the cash register. He's got a basket. He's got roots and stuff I've never seen. I didn't know they sold in the store. All this crap in this basket. I said, dude, what are you doing? He goes, my medicine. I said, put that away. Put all that away. I walked with it back. We put it all back. We're walking back. I said, this is what we're going to get you. I bought him a bottle of NyQuil. And I'm driving him home, and we get to this place. I'm like, you take it, a couple feet from where you're going to fall. he's never taken NyQuil before. I'm like, it's going to knock you silly. It's going to make you fall asleep. So I think it was a Friday. The weekend went by or something, and the next time I see him, he just looks amazing. He's like, "Oh my God, I feel great." I said, "I told you, man, you need to sleep. That's what it's about. Forget all the other crap. It just makes you sleep. That's what you need." So the next time I drive him home, we stop because I need to get a bottle of that. So I thought he wanted to get an extra bottle. I said, "Okay, we can stop there." So I didn't need anything. So he goes, he gets a whole basket full of them. I'm like, "Alex, what are you doing?" So I don't know. I'm never going to see it again. I'm like, dude, this is America, man. You swing a chain, you're going to hit a store that sells NyQuil. You can put it back. It was funny. True story, though. He after that, he was all about man-made medicine. All about it after that. He loved it. But that was for comparing it to Russia, which was tough. This is the last thing I'll tell you. Then I'm going to hang it up. I took him he needed to go to a dentist. And we took him, me and a guy named Mike, drove him to the dentist. We're waiting in the waiting room. He was scared to death. The reason he was terrified is at the time this was happening, all of the dental equipment that they used in Russia was circa 1954, is what they told me. So if you go to at the time, if you went to the most up-to-date modern dentist, the crap in his store, in his office was from 1954. That's what they told me. So he was just terrified. It's like medieval torture to get your teeth done, So we take Alex to the store, to the doctors, and me and Mike are sitting. Mike used to be a guitarist in a band, and we just sat around farting around. We had so much fun. We giggled our heads off while he was with the dentist all the time. We were sitting there and just horsing around. There was nobody to bother in the waiting room. After a while, the guy comes out. Alex comes back out and walks up to Mike, and I said, "All right, let's get out of here." And he goes, Alex looked all concerned. This is a true story. He goes, "Will you please go apologize to the doctor?" I went, "Crap, what did you do, dude? What did you do?" I figured he did something to offend him. I said, I asked him what happened. He goes, "I mean, nothing." He goes, "He wouldn't work on me." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "He looked in my mouth, but he didn't do anything. And I offended him somehow, and I want you to apologize to me." It was broken English. It was harder, not quite that smooth. Even mine wasn't very smooth. So we walk up and talk to the doctor. We're like, "Everything cool?" He goes, "Yeah, he's fine." He doesn't think you worked on it. He goes, "No, we did it." It was so bad when he was in Russia. We came out, we're like, "No, you're done, man. He did it. You're finished." He goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "You're done." He's like, he was just looking in there. I said, "No, man, he thought like it was such a contrast from what he was used to in Russia that he didn't think they had done anything." True story. It's pretty funny. I can't stop now. Bizzle was about 20 years ago in October. He was in a motorcycle accident and almost died. And if you ever see, it's a bummer when the chat goes by fast because he has comments that fly by that I'm not able to read. He uses a stylus in his mouth to write because he can't. He's done. He's not moving. He's just the nicest person in the world. He just never complains. The most beautiful laugh. His laugh makes me feel like I'm 16. I'm hanging out with a buddy. He's a wonderful guy. But Sam says, "Do you remember anything when that happened, Bizzle? Like, did you see anything on the other side?" And then Bizzle answers, "Nope, nothing. Just after I was taken out of a coma." You know what? My son had surgery. I'm so glad you're alive, Bizzle. I love you. My oldest son had surgery about a long time ago. His mom and I we were still married. Okay, that's how long it was. Go read your question. I'll read your question. I'm looking for a Bizzle. So my son had this surgery. There it is. Serious question. You really think about almost dying? For some reason, I never did think about it unless someone asked for that. I mostly think about it now. Yeah, I was close, man. I wasn't breathing anymore when my brother found me that day. My lips were blue. I mean, if he had a different person on the phone that day, and I'm gone, man. If somebody just kept on the phone and asked a different question and made him walk into a different part of the house, I'm gone. You just needed another 2 minutes and I was finished. So I didn't think about it the first couple of days after I came to, but I sure thought about it. You know, I sure thought about it after. And I realized how close I came, to buying the farm. It was scary. But my son was having this surgery. And I'm going to finish with this. I know I keep telling you I'm going to finish with this. I'm going to finish with this. But my son was having this surgery, and he went and he's scared to death of needles. So they gave him this stuff to drink, and he was hilarious. But he went to have his surgery, and his mom and I were waiting in the recovery room for him to come back. And we're sitting here waiting, and there was a little boy. And it wasn't one where he had rooms. It was just recovery. There's like a thin little thing, but it was like, 10 different bays of people were coming out of surgeries and stuff. And there was a little boy there. He was probably maybe 2 years older than my son. And he had a halo on his head. He was in an accident and didn't know what had happened to him. And his mom and dad hadn't arrived yet from whatever accident had happened, and they were on their way. And he came to while we were standing there waiting for my son. I will never forget that as long as I live. I think about that boy. He's 30 years old now, mid-30s. I think about that not all the time, but boy, way more than I think about this stuff. That stuck with me. Thank you for the prayers for that boy. I think about him, think about that. He comes to his mom and dad isn't there. I want to go help him. I want to go hold his hand, but I wasn't his dad. I'm glad you're alive, Bizzle. I love you, man. Anyway, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you, everybody who has a bus pass. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for being here. We'll do this again tomorrow, okay? Thank you for my mods. You're all fantastic. Thank you so much. I have to read this. He took the time to write it. Hi, Gene. Hello, Gene. It's better than hi, Gene. Hello, Gene. I've died nearly twice in my life. Once was an allergic reaction to amoxicillin, passed out in the Dairy Queen bathroom. Most recently, I passed out of college, heart rate of 135. Scary stuff. Yeah. You know what's really weird? When I dropped off this chair, I was sitting in a chair. Ironically, the same chair my dad had been sitting on where he had a heart attack, had a heart episode, and they had to take him to an emergency room. Same chair. I'll never sit on that chair again. The cat sits on it all the time. But I was sitting on it. I knew something bad was happening. And I fell down, and I don't remember falling, but everything got beautiful. I don't know how to explain it. The feeling was peace, but it was like exponentially better than what peace I had ever felt before. And I just felt so good. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. I didn't want it to stop. And my brother beat the bark off me. You know what you come to? You don't really know what you're looking at. You're seeing it, but you can't really process it yet. You just have visual, but you don't really have the mindset to understand what it is you're looking at. I come to, and my brother was slapping the crap out of me. Like just slapping me silly in the kitchen, trying to get me to come around. And I thought I could see him. I could feel myself getting slapped around. He's manhandling me. And I thought, this bald guy is beating the crap out of me. Who is this? And why is this happening? And then I'm like, it's my brother. It's like, we're going to the hospital. Anyway, I love you guys. You're awesome. You all mean the world to me. I hope you know that. Thank you, Bizzle. I love you, man. I love all you guys. See you guys tomorrow night. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat. Thank God for Tommy. Amen. Thank God for all you.